police officer, a trusted family member, a cold-blooded murderer. This is the story of Vanessa Ndlovu, a woman who turned her own bloodline into profit and almost got away with it. Before we dive into this chilling story, if you're fascinated by true crime cases that'll keep you up at night, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Now, let's get into it. Vanessa Ndlovu was a police sergeant in Johannesburg, South Africa. She wore the uniform with pride. She walked the streets with authority. People respected her. They trusted her. But behind that badge, Vanessa was drowning. She had a secret, a gambling addiction that had consumed her life. Every paycheck disappeared into slot machines, card games, underground betting rings. She couldn't stop. And now she owed money to the wrong people, loan sharks, dangerous men who didn't forgive debts. They called her. They threatened her. They told her what happens to people who don't pay. Vanessa was terrified, but she was also desperate, and desperate people do unthinkable things. One night in 2012, an idea crept into her mind. A dark, twisted idea. She could take out a life insurance policy on someone close to her, someone who trusted her, then make them disappear, collect the money, pay off the debt, start over. Her cousin, Jerome, became the target. She called him, "Meet me outside the city, I need your help with something." Jerome didn't hesitate. Family helps family. They drove to a remote field. No witnesses, no cameras, just dirt and silence. Vanessa picked up a rock, heavy, cold. Jerome turned around. She swung. Again, and again, and again, until Jerome stopped moving. Weeks later, the insurance company deposited 131,000 rand into her account, about $7,000 USD. No questions asked, no investigation. Vanessa stared at the money on her screen. And she smiled. Because the plan had worked. And if it worked once, why not again? 15 months passed. The loan sharks were paid off. Vanessa should have stopped, but she didn't. Because now she knew the secret. Murder was profitable. Her next target was her own sister, Linda. Vanessa forged documents pretending to be Linda. She opened life and funeral insurance policies. The beneficiary, Vanessa Ndlovu. One afternoon, Vanessa visited Linda's house. "Let's have tea," she said with a smile. "You go buy some bread, I'll make it." Linda left. Vanessa poured poison into the teapot. When Linda returned, they sat together, sisters, laughing, talking. Linda drank the tea. But the poison worked too slowly. So Vanessa wrapped her hands around Linda's throat. She squeezed. Linda's eyes went wide. She clawed at Vanessa's arms, but Vanessa didn't let go. When it was over, Vanessa collected 77,000 rand, about $39,000 USD. 2 years later, in 2015, Vanessa set her sights on her boyfriend, Thabo. She opened *16 insurance policies in his name. This time, she hired a hitman. The hitman waited outside Thabo's house one night. Gun raised. He pulled the trigger. Clicking. It jammed. Thabo survived. Days later, Thabo woke up to flames. His house was on fire. Vanessa had placed 4 bottles of fuel under his bed. He barely escaped. Terrified, Thabo broke up with Vanessa and moved out. But 3 weeks later, someone found him on the street, stabbed 76 times. Vanessa collected another 131,000 rand. Then came her niece, beaten to death. Then her own toddler daughter, dead under mysterious circumstances. Then her nephew, beaten. Then another nephew, Linda's son, the boy whose mother Vanessa had already strangled, hacked to death. 6 family members, possibly 7. Over 1.4 million rand collected, about $76,000 USD. And still, no one suspected her. Vanessa thought she was untouchable. She thought wrong. Detective Bongani Cumulo was a careful man. He noticed patterns others missed, and something about Vanessa Ndlovu bothered him. Too many funerals, too many insurance payouts, all connected to one woman. He started digging. He contacted insurance companies, requested records, and there it was clear as day. Every time someone in Vanessa's family died, she received money. Thousands, tens of thousands. But suspicion isn't evidence. He needed proof. Meanwhile, Vanessa was planning her biggest job yet. Her mother, her sister, and 5 children, an entire family wiped out in one move. She couldn't do it alone. She needed help. So she contacted a hitman. They met in secret. She laid out the plan, the targets, the timing, the payout. But this hitman was different. He had a conscience. He went straight to the police. Detective Cumulo saw his opportunity. They set up a sting operation. The hitman agreed to wear a wire. An undercover cop would pose as a second hitman. They met Vanessa again. This time, every word was recorded. "I need them all gone," Vanessa said. "My mother, my sister, the kids. Make it look like an accident." The undercover cop nodded. "And the payment?" "Half now, half after it's done." That was it, all the evidence they needed. Officers moved in. Vanessa was arrested on the spot. No mug shot exists, but the photos from her trial show a woman who looked ordinary, not a monster, just a person. But as investigators dug deeper, the horror grew. Her husband, who died years ago under mysterious circumstances, likely murdered. Her infant son, who died of suspected poisoning, likely murdered. How many people had Vanessa Ndlovu really killed? The final count may never be known. She was sentenced to life in prison. The courtroom was filled with the families of her victims, mothers, fathers, children who lost siblings. One woman stood up and screamed, "You wore a badge. You were supposed to protect us." Vanessa said nothing, because there was nothing left to say. Vanessa Ndlovu sits in a South African prison today. She'll never see freedom again, but the families she destroyed will never see their loved ones again either. This is the story of a woman who turned grief into profit, who saw her own blood as nothing more than dollar signs. Evil doesn't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes it wears a uniform. Sometimes it sits across from you at the dinner table. And sometimes it's the last person you'd ever suspect. If this story left you speechless, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Do you think justice was served? Should Vanessa have faced the death penalty? And if you want more true crime stories that'll haunt you long after the video ends, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.